Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Matt, and today I want to talk about exploring in language learning and why it's so important. So, when we're learning a language, it's very easy to stick to the same routine, the same thing that we're always doing, right? Maybe we are doing the same language learning app for a long period of time, or we're doing the same approach to practicing speaking or listening. And it's very good to always mix things up and explore new content, new methods, and new ideas when you are learning a foreign language. So, for example, it's very easy to just stick to that one method, that one beginner book or app in the language learning process. And in very rare cases are you going to find an app or a thing that's going to get you to the end goal, the end state of where you want to be. And so, to avoid getting, to a place where the app is not helping you anymore or the method, it's always really important to explore new ideas and new methods out there constantly, right? Don't really be married to these ideas, the apps, because, at least in my experience too, there's been cases where if I would have just picked up reading quicker or picked up a new method, I would have progressed so much quicker and the process would have been a lot easier than if I just stuck doing that one thing over and over and over again, right? I think a lot of people, they just use SRS flashcards, for example, too much, and it would be better just to move on to other content, whether that's reading or whatever. And but when you're stuck in that mindset of I'm comfortable and what is working for me right now is good enough, it's just very easy to just kind of be locked in on that progress when if you would have explored other content or other methods instead, you would have made more progress in the end of the day. So, definitely if you're using like a language learning app, a book, a certain method, don't be afraid to just check out different language learning apps. Try them out. Try to see if they work better, because you might be surprised that the one app that you're using is giving you, pretty good progress. You're happy with it, but then you check something else out and it's working, 2 times better. That's great. You just found the new thing to use that's going to help accelerate your progress so much faster, or maybe you're just going to enjoy the process a lot more. Maybe it's just simply not even necessarily checking out different language learning apps, but finally diving deep into listening in a foreign language or practicing speaking. And by jumping in and just giving that a shot, you found that you're increasing the skill set that you weren't doing in the past, and you're a better language learner for it. And that could be really huge and a big just gain for yourself as you are learning a foreign language. Don't be afraid to just hit those areas. Even if you kind of practice using Netflix for language learning or whatever thing there is, even if you get nothing out of it, that's okay. You gave that a shot and now you have knowledge. You're equipped now with more knowledge and awareness on what works for you, what's fun for you, and what isn't fun and what doesn't work. And you might try listening to a podcast and you don't get a lot out of it. And for 6 months you practice learning new words or grammar, and then you kind of go back to that. And then now, because you're at a more awareness, a higher skill level, you can now appreciate the listening. So, even go back to trying methods that you might have, pushed aside, right? It's not very useful, and see if it works now at a higher skill level, or maybe you've changed as a person and that method is better now that you've grown in your language learning process, right? Because there's going to be times where certain things aren't very helpful for you, right? You could have a conversation partner where your skill level was just a little too low and you just didn't enjoy things that much. But if you return to that later on, you'll start to see, oh wow, I'm getting a ton of gains out of this. And the only way you can kind of get to that point is if you explore in language learning, right? Explore the different content available and the different types of content that is open to you as well. And also, definitely seek out different advice and different methods and ways of doing things, whether that's, creating and planning goals, whether that's best ways to pick up vocabulary or practice speaking or listening. Check out other YouTubers. Don't listen to my word like it's just the law. Check out other people's opinions. If the things that I'm saying are good, right, then they should be good, right? I shouldn't be afraid to say check out other people's opinions and what they have to say. So, definitely be open to this exploration process, because, with language learning, there's a skill of language learning itself, right? Not learning a language, but just how to approach the process, right? How do I best acquire words? How do I best get past the beginner phase or improve listening? It's this skill in of itself of learning, and realizing how language learning works. And the best way to just get better at that process is just to try a ton of things out, try different methods, apps, and whatever to get better as a language learner, not necessarily just at the language that you are learning, because that could be super helpful. And these ideas really apply to so many other aspects of your life outside of language learning. So be open to exploration. You'll be surprised at the fun things that you can find. You could just have so much more fun, so much more results if you just give things a shot. It doesn't have to be a huge dedication. Just explore all that's available, because there's so many resources out there and so many great ways to learn. So let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.